Are you having trouble finding the back of the net? Are you in a slump right now? Or do you just want to be the top scorer on your team next season? Whatever your situation is, if that's the case, that you want to score more goals and know how to do that, this video is definitely for you, so keep watching. What's going on, guys? Today, we'll be talking about my top 5 key tips regarding how to score more goals in hockey. So although scoring goals isn't the end-all be-all in hockey, it's not the only thing that you need to focus on. It's definitely something that's going to make you more attractive to teams if you know how to score. It's one of the most common things coaches ask us. They say, hey, do you know a guy who can score goals? So because of this, it's really important to include this at the top of your priority list when it comes to developing skills, especially if you're a forward. So with that said, in this video, my goal is to give you my golden key tips that I've learned over the years from watching great players play and things that I've kind of learned myself as to how to score more goals, and hopefully this can help you advance more in your careers moving forward. Also hit that subscribe button and notification bell if you're new here and if you want to keep watching these kind of videos. All right, let's get right into the tips here. Now my first key tip here, it's very obvious and you guys are gonna roll your eyes, but I need to say it, and it is to shoot more often. Wayne Gretzky quoted it perfectly right. He said, you miss 100% of the shots you don't take. Now you guys, before you click off this video, I do want to add a little bit of nuance to this, but it's really important to stress this message that shooting more often will help you score more goals. So very important that you implement that in your game. Now the nuance that I want to add is that you don't want to shoot from everywhere all the time, right? That's not what the great players do. If you look at McDavid, Crosby, they're not just shooting from everywhere, they take strategic shots. But the key nuance and the key golden principle from this tip that I want you to take away is that when it comes to 50-50 chances, where it could be a pass, but it could also be a shot, and it's really 50-50, it's not just a clear pass or a clear shot. In those cases, you want to train yourself to take the shot. If it's really 50-50, that's when you take the shot. If it's more obvious to make the pass, make the pass. If it's more obvious to make the shot, then it's a no-brainer, you take the shot. When you're unsure and it's 50-50, revert to having your instincts take that shot, and the coaches will love you more for it, and you're likely gonna score more goals. Now, tip number 2, another obvious one, and it is to practice your shot. Now, again, don't click off this video because it's super obvious, because there's a lot of sub tips that kind of go into this that are a bit more nuanced, a bit more advanced that I want to touch on. That's gonna help your shot really get to the next level. Now, there's the typical things that you need to focus on, like the shot strength, the shot accuracy. Everybody kind of knows this, but what I've found, the players that really know how to score, their number one weapon is typically the quick release. Now, if we look I'm in the Stanley Cup playoffs right now, where we just watched game 5, and I saw Tkachuk score an unbelievable goal where it was such a quick release. It wasn't the hardest shot, but the goalie didn't have any time to react to it. Now, along with the quick release, another thing that's really, really useful is to be deceptive, right? Don't just look straight at the target and anticipate your shot and everything. Really try and be deceptive. Look at, if you're trying to aim like low right, look at top left, you're aiming there, the goalie thinks you're gonna go there, and you do a low right shot. I think there being deceptive really comes into play. If you do an Austin Matthews or Connor Bedard type of toe drag shot where you pull it in and shoot, changes the angle, that's very deceptive. And then doing fake shots with dekes, you know, that really is deceptive as well. And if you master dekes and you master your shot, that's definitely going to help you score more goals. Pro tip on that too, if you practice all of these skills when it comes to your shot will be regarded as a weapon by the goalie. So if you have an incredible shot, the goalies are going to anticipate the shot. So when you basically fake the shot, the goalie's going to fall for it a lot more, and then you can do a deke or a nice move or something like that to score goals. And the last big thing here, this applies for both forwards and D in different contexts, but that is to shoot lower. For forwards, the hardest place for a goalie to stop the puck is the lower goal post, about 6 feet off the ice. Everybody wants to go top corner, bar down. I get it. Those goals are the nicest ones, but the low shots, the best scorers that I've seen usually keep it low more often than not, and the goalies, it's a nightmare for them. Okay, so shooting low for forwards, but for D as well, you know, shooting from the blue line, keeping it low, like 6 feet off the ice, is the best way for forwards to get a tip and for the shots to go through. Getting the shots through is the biggest thing that you need to do as a defenseman. One habit, before I move on to the next point here, the habit that I think you guys need to take away is to do over 100 shots a day, either before or after practice. If you really want to improve your shots to score more goals, you need to consistently practice it every single day. So either do it before or after practice. The guys that I know that have great shots are the guys that have put in the reps. So really important to do that. If you have any questions for us and you just want some advice, the best way to get in touch for free is by clicking the link in the description below. All right, let's get back to the video here. Number 3, it's a tip that a lot of coaches say over and over again, but typically players don't get in the habit of it, and that is to keep your stick on the ice. And again, don't turn off this video because it's a basic tip. I'm saying it because it's basic, but a lot of players don't do it. There's so much video that I see where players are in front of the net, or they're not really ready. The pass comes to them, they're not ready, and they miss the puck, they miss a scoring opportunity. So really important to keep it on the ice. Now, when I say keep it on the ice, don't be all stiff and nervous. Keep it, be nice and loose. Hold your stick like somewhat loosely, but not too loose, like decently tight, but loose at the same time. A lot of players will know what I'm talking about when I'm saying this, but basically you keep it like that. And then that way, when the shot comes, you're ready, you have the puck, and you release it right away. And you're not, fumbling it or anything like that. So really important. So which situations do you really want to keep it on the ice? Well, anytime you're around the net, you're driving the net, you're expecting a cross ice seam pass, any of those situations where you're near the house of the ice in the offensive zone, really important to keep that stick on the ice. Again, there's other situations that don't really apply to scoring goals where you receive a breakout pass or something. Keeping the stick on the ice is the biggest thing. Even when you're not anticipating the play, if you're anywhere around the net, keep it on the ice. Sometimes it might just deflect off your stick and go in. I've scored countless goals like that where I didn't mean to, but the stick was just there, made a nice pass, and then I just tipped it in because it was there, right? So really important, keep it on the ice. Last pro tip on this, if you're driving the net and there's a D that's on you, that's really putting a lot of pressure on you, that might try and lift your stick, as you're getting that play, really important, put a lot of force on your stick and anticipate that the D is going to try and lift your stick. There's a few goals that I remember scoring in my career where I really put the force on, the pass just went in, they tried to lift my stick, tried to tie me up, but I just put all my force on it, went off my stick and went in. So that's a pro tip for guys that are driving the net with a bit of pressure on them. Number 4, that is to improve your positioning without the puck. This is a tip that really gets overlooked a lot, and it's super important. And you see the top scorers in the NHL, in all the pro leagues, they're masters at this. Stamkos comes to mind, Kucherov comes to mind. These guys just know how to find those loose areas on the ice to get a pass, to receive a pass, and to score. Obviously, they have all the other skills that we talked about earlier, but they know how to get open and they know where to go to be able to score. So basically, with this in mind, you want to, go to where the open places are going to be. You kind of anticipate that and learn that as you play the game, but very important. A golden rule to keep in mind is the house, right? If you go to where the house is, if you go towards the net, typically, that's where the puck is going to land, somewhere around those areas, and that's where you're typically going to score. So that's typically where you want to kind of go around. A pro tip here is if you just stand there and don't really move or anything, a D is going to come and tie you up, right? And that's not the ideal situation to be in. Where you want to go is to try and lose the D a little bit. So go out of the house for a little bit and then, be on your own, whatever, and then just sneak your way back in as the play's developing where they're going to take a shot, so you could maybe get a tip or a rebound. Another big tip is if you're tied up in front of the net, is to, as the D is about to take that shot, you skate forward and you move forward and you lose the D a little bit. They take the shot and you do a quick tip. I've done that countless times, and I've seen a lot of NHL players and other players that I've played with do that a lot, and it really works quite well. And whenever you're in doubt, when you don't know what to do, when you get lost in the ozone or anything, the golden rule, just get to the front of the net. If you can be sneaky, sly about it and all that, but if you're really unsure, you're never in harm's way to go in front of the net. And as you get better and better at it, you kind of find those little openings near the front of the net where the rebounds are going to pop out, where you're going to be able to score those extra goals. So the last key tip that I have for you is to watch a lot of video. That's really where you learn and where you get better. Yes, you learn on the ice as you're doing things and you improve that way, but watching video, you can kind of see, oh, I should have gone there, I should have gone there, and you kind of make mental notes of yourself. But also watch the really good players in the NHL. I named a few a while ago. You got Kucherov, you have Stamkos, that's a great scorer. We also have 𝗏𝗏 as well. That's a great scorer. There's countless others, but overall, if you watch these guys play, they know where to go, they know how to shoot, they have different little techniques that you can pick up on. Watching these guys and watching yourself is really gonna help accelerate your game to the next level and help you score more goals altogether. All right, guys, if you wanna keep watching videos that are similar to this, click up here or click up here to keep watching. Don't forget to absolutely destroy that like button if you haven't already, subscribe and hit that notification bell. Send us any questions that you have whatsoever in the comment section or by email. Thanks so much for watching, guys. We'll catch up on that next one.